we're still waiting for just as
Hmm.
right. Last time it didn't take him that long for it to come back, so we'll begin the summoning ritual. Hopefully he does join us while we are doing his questions and recaps and whatnot. So let's get things started. I'm going to start the music and then we can go down the line, starting with Camilla. With tonight's question, if your character could go back in time and change one thing about their life, what would it be?
Oh, that's a easy one. Sure, just keeping sure that the creatures, the like befriended, didn't die. Maybe eventually, like, just leave German to drown in the river.
Venya?
I don't know, actually, to be honest. I've not thought about anything that in her backstory that she regrets, really. Um, hmm. Yeah, no, I don't think there would be anything that she would change that's not. So we go slightly scientific. When you're younger, you tend to regret things that you have done. Yeah, when you're older, you tend to regret things you haven't done. What does she regret? Um, I think that she would regret sometimes making uh, fun of people with a sharp wit and fast tongue and embarrassing them. Maybe specifically the old son and his friends now and then. But I don't know if she's mature enough to feel that yet. So I'm going to go with nothing. I'm rambling.
Yeah, I feel like regret on that one maybe a strong term. Like, they did deserve it, but what about me?
Nothing so far.
I guess with the way that we've done the story, that we kind of started in your backstories, there hasn't really, like, again, referring to the little campaign that we've played so far.
Oh, you know what I think she might regret? I think she might regret when we came back from killing the troll, making such a big deal about it and Ulfield becoming the troll slayer, because she sometimes wonders if that made Ulfield more reckless and uh, headstrong than she might have been otherwise. So she thinks that that might have contributed.
Yeah, quite possibly. So, Mikhail, nothing you would change in your life at all. I mean, bear in mind, this doesn't have to be back in time in your own life as well. The question is if you could go back in time um, you, and change something about your life. So this could be helping your parents, or you know, I know you guys, their backstory is a little bit more. Well, Mikhail's muted, so let's move on to Gorm. What about you?
I would not have went for another swing against the monk right after being revived.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm sure. all of you, I'm sure Gorm's feeling the most regret at the moment. Be Shepherd as well.
Ursula would probably go back in time and try and save her dad from drowning on the ship. Because, she never met him and she'd like to have known him, and especially since he might be able to tell her more about her heritage, which is, not quite usual, and maybe her mother wouldn't be so scared of losing her or her going to the sea and see her power as more of a blessing than a curse.
That is a good answer. Uh, which brings us to the recap. Again, it's between the two of you, I guess, who's going to be giving it.
Um, hmm. Let me make up a quickly there. So I think Ursula has written some nice journals, but let me add then a quick verbal one to there. So we come out of the tree. Oh no, yeah, we do come out. We come out of the tree. Well, essentially getting chucked out by Mermaid by way of Shepherd, pushing us through the door. We make our way over to the longhouse where there's a bit of a fuss, some emergency healing, and a demand for stories, which Svenja puts off till later. We specifically notice Ulfhild's parents looking around for her and pick up that Ulfhild's mother may or may not be expecting the next one. But we then have to essentially tell her parents that Ulfhild decided to stay in the caves and look after the bears. So we have a bit of a few wines, a bit of mulled wines, but really just being exhausted, we just get ourselves back into the swing of things. That night, Svenja has a conversation with her mother about her father, where she discovers to her great surprise that her mother is actually a Valkyrie as well, and had hoped that this would not happen to Svenja, or at least not so young. And there is quite a lot of intrigue around why her mother is hiding and in the village, and maybe that there is a need to change that now that it is known that Svenja is a Valkyrie, and the sorry, where is his name? I had written it down. That guy is still looking for possibly. Sorry, I'd written the name down. I can't find it. Gorm and Svenja will do some training with Ingvild on magic during the training time. We then essentially go into about I guess 10, 15 weeks worth of training, making some stuff, just learning some new spells, some new skills, some new battling, getting through to the end of winter, and reinserting ourselves into the life of normal Vikings. And I think that's kind of my summary of that time, of that week. Godric, there we go. Godric's wolves will sniff out Svenja and Ingvild.
Yeah, that is the one. I mean, all of you took care of some important downtime things. Some big things happened actually. Gorm made quite a lot of progress on his ship, and with some of your help and some of the like contacts that you have in the town, was agreed that the town themselves would actually help you guys, and the whole town has been coming together to actually provide the resources for that. They've been gathering lumber, which is kind of the biggest thing that you were missing, and that is going to still take a while. I figured that the time you're back from your next expedition will all ready to go. Miller was also doing some training herself, which, yeah, I'm sorry we didn't get into it because I think it got sort of glossed over a little bit. I got quite overwhelmed with all the downtime stuff, but Carmilla had done some specific training with Udir and Henrik, which Henrik himself is, you would know, Henrik Hansen is one of the blades of Alsvart. They are legendary warriors um, of the king. Basically, they are almost like a Jomsviking kind of thing. Not exactly that, but it is. Kamala has started becoming ingratiated into this, and she has now become a novice aide, call them. But other than that, yeah, you guys made some magic items, some crafting, some downtime, and not everyone has completed their thing. So anyone that still has stuff they want to do before we
Yeah,
jump into like normal time.
yeah, I want to go and train for those extra few spells for the last of my downtime.
Well, yeah, you can do that. Speaking of which, I am going to have to change the rule because that was definitely an improvised rule that I did not think about how quickly overpowered that's going to become quickly. But for now, it's fine. You can take those spells as it is. I'm going to say, going forward, you're only going to be able to have as many spell slots as you have levels, but you'll get that with the arm ring, which you are very close to earning. So when you get your arm rings, it'll be a mechanic for you to have some charges that you can spend on those extra spells. Otherwise, you know, 10th level, you're gonna have like 100 extra spell slots. Basically, that makes progression meaningless.
Okay. That's interesting because I thought that for me, essentially, is I still have the same number of caster slots as I would have. I just have more spells than I would have had as a god, but that obviously doesn't apply for. So I thought as essentially increase in memorize spells rather than can cast them once a day or whatever it may be.
That's the rule that I said that you could do them once per day and use spell slots like you could with Fey Touch.
Okay.
That's kind of like getting Fey Touch. You could get it 100 different times. Like Ursula's now trying to learn like 5 different ones. That's 5 free spells, which probably more spell slots than you had to begin with.
Yeah, I thought that's how you said mine works. I don't get the extra casting, just more spells.
Did I say that? Yeah, that last time I was sort of making up the rules as I was going along with that. Um, there are additional spells on top of your, um, like on top of your learned spells that you would usually get on a level up. You can choose those as well, but the idea is that there are extra free spells that you've done in outside training.
Well, if you feel a bit worried about overpowered, last suggestion is you could either say it is the number of times per long rest or short rest equal to your proficiency bonus or your spellcaster bonus.
Yeah, that actually proficiency bonus will work well. We'll say you've got. That's what I'm saying. I'll give you an item to do that, so don't worry about it for
Cool.
tonight. You can have
Happy?
those like you can have those as extra free spells for now. It doesn't make a difference. I just for progression going forward. Like right
You
now,
want?
it's okay, but going forward, it could be quite insane. So when you get your arm rings, we'll fix that problem.
Okay.
Mhm.
For now, Ursula, yours as well. You'll get those as a free once per day.
All right.
A touchdown. We may we may roll that when you get your arm rings. But yeah, is that the only one-time thing that's still left to do?
And I'll buy a couple things, but yeah.
Healing potions mostly for me.
That I've also revamped a little bit. Now there is an actual some stores you can pass through. Ingrid would be the person to speak to about buying potions. But Algon is probably better to speak to about just your general store. They are not just going to have everything; they've actually got a stock now, so trading will become meaningful. Yeah, if you want
Cool.
potions, Ingrid's the one to speak to, and you'll have plenty of time to do some shopping now as you've been preparing for whatever you're going to do next.
which is also a great question.
Mhm.
Do you want to go shopping first, or want to? Shall we do a move to the longhouse or something so you guys are all meeting up, have a discussion?
Should probably plan first. I know everybody get potions, but that would, the logical way will be planning and then buying everything you need.
Yeah, that would be the logical way, which means that most D&D parties wouldn't do that. Let's go and move to the longhouse and plan.
I mean, you are still in Broudevik. It's safe to split the party around here. I will move us over to Longhouse. Anyone that is going over. We can assume this is in the evening on your last day of downtime, as yeah, I'll change the lighting a little bit, and it's about 4:30, like 4:45 in the afternoon. So yeah, you guys will see most people now starting to force their way into the tavern as they make their way home from work and whatnot, coming in for a feast. Will you be cooking tonight, or are you taking your last night off?
Yeah, I'll cook.
What have you been making for the tavern tonight?
Something special that I have to find exactly how I'm making it. There you go.
Million?
Blood meals.
Oh, using some of the special ingredients.
Oh, it takes 24 hours to cook.
It's okay. We can say that the butcher's also been helping you here, Arnora.
Oh, I have to make a DC. This is wisdom check. DC 12.
So you can make that survival if um, got proficiency with that. Need to be straight wisdom, or I guess use your cooking supplies as well.
Yeah, I am. It does require different type of supplies here, like homebrew supplies.
No, I mean like the tools.
Oh, what? Sorry, you cut off a little bit.
I meant the tools, like mm, the I don't know what it's called, cooking supplies. I thought. I don't mean like the ingredient.
Oh, you mean the cooking utensil?
Yeah, you could just use that item. Otherwise, just make a survival check. And, I mean, this is more for flavor than mechanical benefit.
$25.
Yeah, it seems like it'll be good enough. The place is starting to smell good. But what is it that you cook?
It's a blood meal made of the blood of the dragon we slayed. So everyone who eats it needs to make a con save to see if they like it. And the effects are specific for each creature.
Yeah, so let's do those as you are all served up some actual dragon that I think Tom has been waiting to serve for a while. Oh, yeah, have you got the table there? Oh, wait, I've got it.
Well, it's a DC 6.
Fitting.
Barely.
So we all succeeded. Natural 20. I never have to make another saving throw involving
This,
blood meals.
you love this. This is like new favorite food. Like it's going to be an expensive taste to keep eating dragon. You have definitely cooked this to perfection and right to your tastes. Everyone else, you have succeeded, and you will gain advantage on all future saving throws for eating dragon. As far as you're concerned, this is good stuff. This is some prime dragon. Yeah, you can see a couple of people in the tavern are thoroughly enjoying it. I honestly, I don't think anyone other than Ikersis is not enjoying the meat. As you can see, the lizard folk sitting at Magnus's table, it's just like he sort of pushes his head back and he's looking at everyone very judgmentally. Um, but yeah, the feast is yeah, they are eating like Vikings.
Well, the effects last until the next long rest, so it won't do anything tomorrow. But
Just don't sleep.
I'll say because this is at the end of downtime, I'll say this will affect your first day. If you guys head out soon, if you're spending more time in town, then maybe not. But
yeah, we gain the resistances of the dragon.
That's fire and cold.
Yeah, for the next day.
well, yeah, I'll say for your first day of travel, you'll have resistance to fire and cold.
Ooh, that helps me so much.
And help everyone.
Maybe that explains Ursula rolled the lowest. It's like that's good. I don't know why you guys are enjoying this so much. Yes, sit and have quite the feast as you are sat around the table. What are you guys going to planning to do next? As you've got the map crawled out there, there are plenty of things that are already on your list of things to do, and probably things that you could potentially do. But yeah, what is that going to be? What does that look like?
The poison squid. It is clearly the highest priority right now.
Ah. Yeah, I guess. And so there seems to be, I guess, for me, two themes here. The one is we can go into kind of the east and look at the kobolds and the lizard folk and the dragon threat, and the other one is we can go upriver and north and look into the Goliath bounty and the Hobbittons and things, because they're all sort of in that sort of similar area up there.
I think we had 3 votes for going up the river, 2 for going southeast, and like 1 for going over to the west.
Okay, so upriver to the squids seems to be it.
It depends how long of an expedition we're going for.
You want to move over to the area map so you can sea. Like
Yeah,
actually
I
put
moved.
some.
Traveling will be quicker though than the winter.
Much quicker. Like I saw some of you were concerned about distance. I will say that you were heavily slowed down in the last one. That's why I also messed up the time and why it actually took much longer than previously mentioned.
Well, then I
You will
offered
also
the.
now see on the map, you will also see that from conversations you had during the downtime, Podrum helped you also showing you some of the things that they noticed on their travels. You'll notice a few new markers that were from their encounters.
I think we were more worried about the distance because the things further away are more dangerous than because of actual travel time.
Fair enough. You guys are for now. Oh, I mean, just bearing that in mind, how far you got last time. You guys did pretty well.
I see the kobolds on the map.
Will they be down there at the cattle range?
Yeah. If travel time is a lot quicker, I'm always planning to go to the Sadir's Tower, which is the northeast. I plan to do it with the ship, but if it's quicker and we can do a long one, I don't mind.
That also, I will say, Svenja and Gorm, Ingvild, Svenja's mother, would have recommended that both of you go and speak with Sia there.
We could possibly go up past the hunting cabin all the way up to like there, loop around the river, go to the Cedars Tower, then come back by the kobolds.
Do we know where up the river is the poisoning? It's I keep confusing the names. Carmilla's mother is the woman to talk about it.
She is, yeah, sitting at the table right next to you if you want to ask her about it. Either her or the town fisherman who is sitting at the table across from you guys.
I will talk to her.
Sorry, Dave. Just did Ingvild say we should go to the Cedars Tower?
Yeah.
Gorman and myself. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I lost you there for a bit.
Yeah, she has recommended that both of you, it is time that you go and speak with the seer. They, yeah, especially before you guys set sail, she recommends that before you actually and on leaving Roderick, you should go and speak with the seer, and has recommended that specifically to Svenja and Gorm. Probably not
Okay.
a good idea for most of you.
Okay. So I like this idea then of traveling up north the river. Let's have a chat with the fishermen and see where they found the poison squid, where they found it. We must essentially go and find out who did it, right? Let's open the quest log.
Yeah. But if we are planning to bring him back alive, we can't really do it at the beginning unless we go find the person, if it's quick or not, bring him back, and then go out again.
Yeah, we could do that.
That is also definitely possible. You might not level up every time you get to Roderick, like until you've completed enough stuff. You can definitely back after, if you haven't gone too far.
Mm,
There's also
I guess-
our bounties that, yeah, it's a little bit difficult to actually track them down. As you said, there are people there that you can ask about the information you have, and you already know that there are the two rivers that basically lead into Braudavik. That it was one of those two that was poisoned.
Okay, so I'm seeing one main river and one smaller river, right? Yeah.
There's the one that runs past Holmes' house, and then there's the smaller one that runs right past. That's where the fishermen usually are.
Yeah.
Is generally that's probably the river they were referring to. The other one would be very difficult to poison. It's a large one.
Yeah, if we had found, well, we should find a way to deal with those little wormling things, because it's going to make our travel a lot easier if we didn't have to run past them every time. Okay, but let's have a chat with the fisherman. Tell us more about this poison squid, Victoria.
You'll see her sitting there with a drink in her hand, and she seems to have been eavesdropping a little bit on the conversation as she's sitting right next to you. And she says, "Oh, you are, so you are willing to help us then? I, I fear that they may do it again sometime soon. That was awful stuff. That it's like an ink that was covering all those fish. It made everyone in here sick."
Well, did you actually find the poison squid somewhere, or where did you find it? Or I'm assuming we found or you found the squid and worked out that's what's causing the poison.
Well, I'm not 100% sure what is causing the poison. It seems like someone might have dumped something upriver, and seemed like part of what they were dumping were tiny little squid. They were that had attached themselves to the fish. They still seemed to be alive. They were feeding on these fish. When we fish that we caught, it was just looked like it had been tar or something. It just was dripping with this black ink, and I mean, as far as we could tell, it was toxic. Though the squid didn't seem to mind.
Okay. And it was the one on the west of town or the big one on the east?
On the west,
I guess the rivers would have names. I don't know them right now.
yeah, me neither, honestly. She will say, I went a little further upriver to try and see where it was dumped. As far as I could tell, it only went. I mean, they must have been close to town when they did the dumping. There's no camps or anything around there. The only thing I can think is that they went either further upriver or perhaps somewhere out closer to the coast. I mean, older. Really, what's it? Yeah, they said a friend of his in Skakatoka was telling stories a little while ago about someone poisoning all their water supplies. Apparently people do that sometimes.
Like I said, poisoning of water is usually, I don't know, when would you poison a town's water?
During war.
Yeah. Or a particularly nasty revenge prank, I guess. Ah, but I'm guessing Svenja would ask her mother silently off to the side. Would Godric be someone who uses poison generally? Is that kind of in his nature to use poison?
Not that I know of. I think he is things I was warning you about will seem more human at first. Just warriors. He has got large armies. He has no reason to resort to poison.
Okay, and the friend that spoke about poisoning in a different town, I think you said to the coast. Or did I sort of pick that up wrong?
Yeah,
I
so
need to put-
the other fisherman says she said that apparently he knows someone that has experienced someone similar.
We'll have a
Yeah,
chat with.
the town that she said his friend was in is Skakutoka, which is like the neighboring town, but that is INM, which is across the border of Sparta.
Okay, so quite far away. Okay. This
Probably
fisherman's
the
friend is
closest
not.
town to you. It's
Yeah.
not that far. It's sort of past the edge of the map.
Okay. This fisherman's friend is that a local as in the other town?
That's what she's saying. Yeah.
Okay.
When you go and speak to your mother, is anyone else joining her there, or I mean, are you actually over there to that table?
Hang on. Where is she?
Just on the left of Camille. Oh, wait. Left. Is that. Or is it left? Maybe it's right.
Looking at the wrong. Oh man, she's at the same table. It's because I moved her last time because she left it, so she's not actually sitting there. My bad. She's at the same table with Miller's mother, so she would be a part of this conversation as well.
Okay. Well, I think so. She will sort of scooch over to the fisherman and have a chat with him over a mug of ale or something about what he knows, what he's heard from his friend, and so forth. But feeling that at this point we've got enough information to go and say that we don't know much other than where it might have happened and go look.
Okay. Anyone going to join Svenja and to talk to this fisherman?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll see him sitting at the table with three dwarves, two of which you know are miners. They look up in the northwest and in the northeast, and the other one, I think, is married to the baker. I don't exactly remember what he does. I've got it there somewhere. You've seen him around town.
Yeah, Svenja's just parkouring over the fire, no walking around further.
One of the dwarves sees you approach and goes, "Oh, good. There's one come and speak with us. We've got a wee bit of a problem up there at the mines, you know. Magnus says he didn't want to deal with it. I thought you lot are getting pretty famous. Why ask you?"
Say more. So she's trying to resist the temptation to mock his accent by copying it.
Well, you know, we've seen all kinds of strange tracks lately, and There's Goliaths up in the top of the mountains, and there's trolls down beneath. I think they may be coming towards town. The real problem is those wee little kobold fellas getting in the mines and causing a right havoc. We keep running into them in the tunnels, and they're making their own tunnels. We're getting lost. It's a nightmare. Though we do know where some of them might be if you wanted to help. We've managed to trap them in a forest. There's some of those old gates of Loki's that are still a wee bit operational. We activated them before we left. Magnus and them said they heard some screaming coming from there, so we haven't come to check if we caught any. It sounded like human screaming, they said.
Hmm. Yeah, I would like to investigate. Definitely, I'm curious about going to see what's happening there. What should we be worried about other than Goliaths and trolls and kobolds? You guys know the mines well. Any underground creatures, places to not go, places to avoid?
Oh, I avoid the mines entirely if you can. The problem's no really in there. It's more where we've trapped the forest that we need help with. Though, if you'd like to come and help us clear out the mines, I wouldn't say no. You don't have to worry yourself with that, as we can scare off the kobolds. We should be to get back to work.
Okay, sounds like kind of worried that I'm role playing for the rest of the party here, but I shall wait for you to step in if you feel that way. So kobolds in the forest. We were actually, she turned to the fisherman and said, we were actually curious about your friend's stories about poison in his village. It was similar to the one that came through here recently.
You see him like leaning over his drink, and he looks up at you like quite dramatically as he says, "Oh, so you want to know the story of those beasts that have been poisoning our rivers? I heard could have been the Kraken himself."
Okay, so she's putting on her I'm listening intently face and nodding and say, go on.
He proceeds to go into a whole like an old sailor's kind of stories as he just starts telling you this. You very quickly realize to be some kind of conspiracy theory. It's like sounds like he's talking about the mythology and whatnot, much like you and Odrum do. Doesn't have a knack for it. Um, what he explains to you is that the squid that they found on the fish, that is a sign that there is a kraken nearby. That there is those tiny little squid feed on inky fish. That is a legend that fishermen have all told, and his friend in Skakatoka saw it for real. That um, these things arrived, and the next day 3 ships were sank in the bay as they were trying to return to Skakatoka. And he just sort of says to you, Gorm, he says, "I know what you've been building there, boy, and I would be careful going out there after signs like this. Bad luck. You don't want to end up like those boys in Skakatoka."
So I wonder if she'll tease him, saying we will ask Gorm to pray for us, so that Ron does not get us into her nets just yet. All right. So anybody else have any questions for the dwarves or the? fisherman, I think, conspiracy theory. Because you have to realize this is Svenja's thing. She will listen to weird and wonderful stories all night long. She just loves listening to stories and picking up lore and little bits and pieces of information.
Well, I was here all along, so no questions from me.
So then, with that information having been gathered, what are the rest of you doing over at the table there while they are having a chat with the fisherman?
Doing a bit of drinking.
Going over the map, trying to like plan a course of what's called like a route.
Same as the other two.
Yeah, as you guys are sort of plotting, I'm sure Svenja and Gorm will rejoin you not long after the conversation, as they've heard his tale, and yeah, they may have some new information, as the dwarves would explain first of all where this trap they set in the forest is, and I'll bring that when we get to the map again. As well as the fishermen would have theorized that if there is something, if the kraken is coming, it won't be able to fit in the rivers, so that would probably be coming from the sea, though Victoria suspects it would be coming from upriver. So it's up to you which way you think that would happen.
Seems to me that it makes more sense to be coming from upriver since that's to actually go through the water.
Yeah, if we can find the source where the poison was released, seems to be easiest to pick up a trail from there. Although winter might have erased any tracks or anything like that. Also, I mean, Svenja's theory at this point in time is that if it was in fact a kraken that wanted to do something to the village, it would not need to revert to poison. It could just wallop the village with its tentacles.
Also
It doesn't
true.
seem to make sense.
Yeah, I mean, he's speaking of it more like it's an omen of the arrival of a kraken. Like
Yeah.
he's pitching that it's more of like an almost natural phenomenon. Like there's a
Okay.
kraken close and something that happens. But yeah, your logic is right based on what Camilla's mother is saying. Like she's like, no, someone dumped some shit in the river and it made the fish all
Mm.
inky, and she thinks it was the squid themselves that were dumped.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. So fishermen, yeah, in any little change in the ocean or the weather or everything is a sign. A sign. Sorry, and that's what he's saying. This is a sign. But there's like a million things that's a sign of something, and it's mostly a sign of something bad. If I get my understanding of fishermen and superstitions correct.
Yeah, definitely what you're saying. Yeah.
Right. So where do we want to go? Upriver first.
I think so.
And I mean, after that, do we want to go and look for the dwarves trap thing? How far up? Sorry, I'm really sucking at seeing the things in the. How far up is the dwarven marker?
So yeah, that's where the actual mines are, where they work. So you could, if you wanted to speak to him again, like outside of the tavern, you could try and meet them there. But where I've just put the waypoint marker down is where the trap in the forest is that they said that they have set. And yeah, it seems like it's probably the route that what's his name? Magnus and them took on their way back, and apparently they heard screaming coming from there, but didn't investigate.
Okay, so I think
Yeah,
Ursula's
otherwise-
original plan was that we go up north and we come back down this route. And if the poisoning is not imminent, it might be that we do that last. Or we could just do sort of wheel and spoke. Go out, see what we can find, come back, go out, see what we find, come back. If we have a prisoner or a bounty to deliver.
We'll also say those rivers that are close by here, they are much easier to traverse than some of the others. Like you'll find bridges and things there because this is very close to Browder. If you guys would like to take some time to think about where you actually like the whole expedition you want to plan out, you don't have to do that right now. If you just want to go and right in, go investigate one of these things, maybe buy some potions and stuff first, and then make our way out. Because I have got a little something prepared that we haven't got additional set up, but there is something we could do tonight.
Okay, yeah, I'm keen on we go do something. So proposal then go back to the squid is urgent. Let's go and investigate that. The only thing I want to get is a few healing potions. So it depends on how much that costs and how much we can get. Oh, and rations, obviously. Rations.
That was another thing that I have forgotten to mention, but I haven't fully set it up yet. They are going to. Your mother would also tell you guys, Svenja, say we'll have a supply chest ready when you come back to town, and that we can just put some things in, and you can take them when you're ready to leave. You know, we'll let anyone in the town just donate whatever they can to help your cause. And yeah, I will set that up for next time. But they're asking around town, like the more famous you get, the nicer things they may put in the box.
Fantastic. I like that.
For now, I'm going to try. How do I show this to players? Well, we are. Yeah, I mean, if you want to go and do shopping, we can do potion shop with Ingrid. What are you guys looking for? She's got a whole array of potions.
Primarily just healing potions, but other potions are cool.
Yeah, she's got a couple of different healing potions at different levels. A regular healing potion is for 56 gold. The potion of greater healing is 165, and then you can get superior healing for like 496, which yeah, I think those are all the healing potions that she's got. Just your regular standard healing potions. They've also got she's got a bunch of other things like potion of fire giant strength. One's expensive, but she's got potions of animal friendship, potions of climb, potions of cold resistance, potions of poison resistance, lots of resist. It's just your basic array of potions. Um, but yeah, is there anything in particular that you're looking for, or just healing?
I think just healing. I see there's 3 potions of healing in the Crag Cat Lair Hoard. So I'd like to take one for Svenja.
Okay, I feel like we've put into that like 5 different times.
We took some from the ninja loot, I think, but those ones should still be.
So the ninja loot still has the diminution and the giant frost strength.
Are you guys able to delete things?
I don't
if you
think
write-
so.
No, you can view artwork.
Okay, that's cool. Then just please make sure that you have deleted them when you use them. But you are taking which one? The Crag Cat name. Okay,
Yeah.
so how many of those are you taking out?
Svenja's taking one, unless assuming anybody else wants to take one each. Else, quite happy that you all three. It's just,
I feel like it'd be better to leave those as sort of party backup resources. I'll be buying free normal ones from Ingrid if I can.
okay, so let's leave them in there. And okay, how do I add potions here to buy 3? I'd also buy 3 from
If
Ingrid.
we are gonna do party loot like that, then I'm gonna say that one person needs to be sort of mule, and we need to say one person is holding loot. So if you need a potion, you must go and pull it out of their bag.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I feel like Yormund is probably the person who would take that on, just being the muscle.
feel
But I don't know.
I feel like we said Gorm did it before, but I mean, I feel like it makes most sense to just split it up.
Well,
I mean, you can take things individually. The stuff that you want to leave here, actually, Gorm, it does make sense because he sets up the camp. So
We just need a quartermaster.
One that keeps track of all this shit.
it's a good question. When you finish your ship, are you making yourself captain?
I'll I'll control it, but I don't know.
Cross that
Cool.
bridge when we come to it.
Where do
Yeah.
you see the shop thing? Was that not?
Trying to reveal it. Sorry, it's not showing up properly. It should be in player item.
There it is.
The mystical potion shop.
And then I think you can just press purchase next to items if you want to try and buy it. There's a little like dollar sign.
That is not a lot of things. Okay. Ugh.
Oh, I think actually I may have read that may be the total for all the items that she has because it has a split item button. That's why the healing potion seems so expensive.
I clicked it and I think it worked. I'll click it again.
Buy one or two. Double.
Nothing changed that time, so I'm not sure if it did anything.
She's only actually got 2 in stock, so just can you see how much money it's spent?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we'd have been buying them periodically over the downtime, not just all at once, so we actually get more.
Yeah, okay, really. Stop trying to abuse the downtime system. This is the preparations that you're making. This is what she's got. You have got some time if you want to try and make things yourselves. I mean, this is just doing some stuff before you go pick something. Otherwise, we're going to run out of time tonight if we're going all the way back.
And I'll just
I
buy the
just
two
need to
that
know,
are
does
there.
it work? Does does this little bag work? If you press the purchase button, does it purchase it and put it in your character sheet?
No, nothing happens.
Yeah. So sorry, I'm feeling dumb here. I'm just looking for the shop. I'm on the big map because I'm on the wrong map.
It's an items directory, and then play items. There should be a potion shop.
Okay.
Oh, there we
Oh,
go.
there we go. Right.
I found the show players button. So what are we buying here? If that doesn't work, then we can just do it manually. Ursula, how many potions did you say?
I'll buy both the potions of healing. It says I already have one, but I'm not sure why. I don't think I have one.
No, they are meant to be 56 gold each. For some reason I thought they were cheaper. Yeah, so you can do that. It'll be 112 gold. I'll say because it's you, we'll bring the price down to 100. And then you can just, if you've got that there, you can just increase the number to 2. Those are the only regular potions of healing she's got. Is anyone else buying it?
Svenja will take a potion of greater healing.
165 gold from you there, and you add that to your character sheet. You should be able to drag it from the shop at least.
Okay. Nope. That might just be because I'm impatient because it's really slow.
That's all. I'll try and move it. You just hang on. Benya, are you just getting one there?
Yes, please.
I will move it over. Anything else you guys want to pay or buy? There is also the general store Elgin's father runs.
Can we see the general store?
Yep. Should be there. Yeah, I assume you'll be making these purchases in the morning before you make your way out, as it was evening there. You guys had dinner, and the following morning you go shopping for potion.
Devin, how do
Yeah,
you feel
potions
about
of healing
encumbrance?
too.
What's encumbrance?
I feel like it's too much of a headache. We'll ignore it for now until you get a ship and you have somewhere to actually store.
Okay.
General store has potions of healing too.
Yeah, you can buy from him as well.
Oh. So Svenja's got this chain Holberg that I don't know where she's got it from, but she would like studded leather got. How much is it getting for that? Do some trading here.
Sorry, you broke up there a little bit. You're trying to sell a trade a chain halberd. What is the? Can you see what the price is on?
Hang on a second. Let me see if it's got it in the description. 1 times 0 gold pieces. And studded
Okay,
leather 1 times 45 gold pieces.
Is it? I mean, you can either say it's. Yeah, sorry, that's one of the Mordian items that can come up with the price, but it would be the equivalent of either a chain shirt or leather armor. But if it's a chain halberd, then I'll say a chain shirt.
Okay, so can she trade them for kind of bargaining for exchanging that for how many potions of healing is nothing, all gone. Scrolling down, scrolling. He's got 10 potions, so she's willing to trade those for 2 potions of healing.
Okay, yeah. What is the? How much is the chain halberd worth? I mean
The chain shirt is 60 and the studded leather is 45. Never been worn, no damage whatsoever, brand spanking new.
Yeah, I'll say you can. Yeah, in the interest of time, I'll say that succeeds. You guys have been helping them out, so you can absolutely make that for 2. But yeah, he actually. Yeah, it's there's 60 each. Yeah, but
Okay, so
yeah, he'll trade you for 2.
okay, I'm going to delete them from my inventory because it doesn't look like drag them across.
I'd also just buy another one from him.
Yeah, you can do that. That's 60 gold from you.
Like to buy one. That's the only thing I have enough money for.
Okay, that's 60 from you.
I'd
What are we buying? What is it people are buying?
healing
The
potions.
healing potion.
I don't want to
Oh,
die.
I just saw that 2-man tent, 2-person tent, and I was like, yes, I need to own that.
And I said we have 3 of those. You've been sleeping in them the entire winter on the expedition.
I mean, I've actually just been sleeping like in the open air. Like just up close
That's
to a
on her.
campfire. Yeah, that's on her.
Just sleeps hanging from the tree branch.
You never knew the magic.
Alright, so how do you add it to my inventory? Or is that something you do?
I was about to actually ask, if you've got one already, you can just add to the number, but if not, I'll add.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot of sense. Hang on. There you go.
I would also like to buy some darts, assuming you got that Windborne weapon cantrip, but we never actually did the training for that. Am I able to do that?
Yeah, wasn't that one of the ones you did now with the last of your downtime?
Well, yeah, but I thought I was supposed to make some sort of check for that.
Honestly, over this whole downtime thing, you auto succeeded. You did it. I don't know what the
Okay.
one check was. If you were doing that via the quest one, then yeah, you can tell me how you did that. Because those are not based on a check. You just have to try and do the thing.
Huh.
It's not. There's no. You've got to stop looking for mechanics. That one you just got to tempt with creativity.
Okay. I mean, you just had me make checks for the other 2, so. But yeah, so you just try like throwing a weapon, like giving a boost with the air at the same time, like sort of casting gust on it as he throws it.
There we go. That's got to attempt it. Works. You've now figured out how to, after trying that and failing a couple of times, and then um, you managed to get enough control over the thrown weapon that five parts. Trying to seal those in the. I mean, they're easy to get. Yeah, he's got 20. How many are you going to buy?
20.
Cool. Yeah. So will only be 1 gold and I think 20 copper.
Okay.
What?
I was looking at their weight and thought that was a price, so that confused me.
Anyone else?
All good.
Sounds like we're ready to go.
I'm just seeing these. Have you already added it to your character sheet there, Ursula, or no? Add
The dart?
the dot.
No, not throw to add new item.
Yeah. No, just- Okay, and he throws in an extra 5 free. And well, if that is everyone's supplies ready, are you guys going to head out? Are you looking a direction? And what roles are you going to take?
Poison Squid investigation. Let's go see.
Okay, well, whoever is going to be the navigator, you can please give me a survival check. Right?
Yeah, no, sorry, I interrupted.
No, it's cool. I mean, I'm assuming that you guys are going to start making your way out. Are you? Are you not? Just tell me what you guys are doing.
I think we're just following up the river, trying to see if there's any sign of the poisoner.
Okay, can the navigator please give me a survival and nature check?
I take that. A 24 survival check.
Hey, yeah, Camilla, you know this river really well. You've up and down it 100 times with your mother, and you will lead the party up through the forest and following the river, making your way towards the hunting cabin. As you follow along, I will like everyone to please give me a perception or investigation check as you guys make your way upside the river, just looking for any signs of where this place could have been poisoned or anything like that.
Ooh, good rolls there.
Yeah, even without the eye, Gorm still. Your training is paid off. You're getting used to it. Okay, so no luck for Ursula, but as a group, you guys do pretty well overall. So as you are making your way up the river, you are going to notice that you get a little bit away from Bradovik, and then you will start to notice that on the rocks there is this slick, sort of oily substance. It looks similar to the ink that was mentioned, not quite as thick, not quite as tar-like. It just seems to be like a residue on these rocks, and it definitely seems like you are headed in the right direction. As you continue making your way up the river, you will eventually start finding a way towards the hunting cabin. I'm going to say you get about 3 miles away from town before um, we re-enter the scene here, and you are quite a bit of a ways up the river, halfway to the hunting cabin. Is there anything you guys are doing as you are now in a much easier environment to walk through? Definitely missing the snow that much.
Early springtime, right?
Yeah, it's I mean, getting close to mid-spring by this point. Like the ice has fully melted by this point. There's barely any
Okay.
trace of the winter by now.
Yeah, so just enjoying being out, looking at the sort of flowers, blossoms, birds, ravens, owls with rat things aiming for Yormund, etc. So enjoying nature and spring, but keeping also an interestingly close eye out for pixies or chimeric rabbits or anything like that.
Yeah, you can absolutely do that. The American hares you might be able to come across. They're quite common around here. But you will not see any on the ground. You can maybe see a flock flying in the distance. So as far as signs of pixies, you are not seeing much. You are still a bit close to town. You don't imagine that you will run across too many pixies.
Gorm doesn't do anything special. Relief of snow and on the lookout for basically anyone.
Yeah, you guys keeping a lookout. Is anyone doing anything in particular to investigate the poisoned river? Like, have you got any special survival techniques you want to try and employ here, or are you just following the river?
Can I use my alchemical supplies to try to figure out if it's poison?
Yeah, you can make a check using those, as you can kind of scrape some off of the rocks and maybe compare it to a sample you got from your from back in the town, that from the fish that they caught.
$13.
Okay, yeah, that's just enough. You can definitely tell that this is that same poison. It seems like it has coated these rocks and been here for quite a while, though. That is probably still residue from same incident that was a little while ago now, but uh, you can tell that whatever this stuff is, it's like quite thick. That it for it to have lasted this long, a lot of it that was dumped into this water, but it definitely seems like it is squid ink. There is this kind of poisoned squid ink, maybe a occurring thing that you can get from certain kinds of squid.
Okay.
And so I guess now that we know what it looks like where it sticks to the rocks, it becomes easier to find the signs. So I guess what's Sven for is where we think the origin was, the introduction, the source.
Okay. Yeah, you continue on searching. I'll ask this time an investigation check from everyone, please. And if you are actually investigation or nature, either.
Yeah. And so, okay, just for the flavor of it, so basically walk, sort of, what can we do? She will sort of make a note of where it was, and then every couple of 100 yards or so upriver, hopefully find more. Skills, let's see, investigation.
I knew that the nature was good.
Yeah, very nice. Okay, so those are all successes that I'm seeing there. As Carmilla, you having been this way before, you guys eventually you find your way to the hunting cabin, and this is definitely a cabin you've visited, and you'd be able to take a look outside the front of the cabin. It goes down a little ways towards the river. There is another much smaller river that kind of joins with the main one, and an easy fishing spot right outside the cabin. You've you fished here when you were a child, and this you can see as you approach. You kind of go out there almost for the nostalgia, but then you notice that at the end of this little dock outside the hunting cabin, you can see that there are traces of that same ink on the wood of this dock. It seems like with that nat 20, you can tell that this is where the squid were dumped. Someone was standing on the end of this dock and just dumped something into the river, and it has left little spatters that have not dissipated yet. Though now that the rivers are flowing properly again, it probably won't be long before that is washed away.
So should we go back to the hunting cabin and see if there's any sort of containers, barrels, or something? The cabin.
Check it out, but I highly doubt that whoever poisoned the river will stick around.
Yeah, yeah, fair enough. But they must have brought it here in something. And I don't know if we can find a barrel. Maybe there's a clue on the way that it's been made, or some markings or something. It gives us our next clue.
Actually,
let's
as you
look.
mentioned this, with Gorm and Ursula's checks, you guys would both come across as you're all kind of looking over this area. When Svenja mentions that, you do find a barrel that um, you can see is empty. It's kind of broken on its side. It seems like it's been here for a while, but when you kind of take a glance inside these barrels, you will notice that one of these broken barrels has got a little bit of that residue on the bottom of it as well, though there doesn't seem to be much. Like if this barrel was holding a full barrel of those of that stuff, then you would imagine it would completely coated, but there's just a little bit of residue on the bottom.
So is anything unique about this barrel? Or they look like standard, nothing to identify them barrels.
It's exactly the same kind of wooden barrel you would find um, in Bradovik, and you would see there are other barrels there that are usually used to hold fish or um, whatever needs to be, like whatever's been hunted. There's a couple of these empty barrels standing around that are usually just put fish in if you've been fishing here on the dock. That barrel seems to be a little bit away from those, like it was discarded and abandoned a little away from the cabin.
I suspect that since there's only residue on the bottom, maybe they had the creature that makes the ink rather than a barrel just full of ink.
That makes.
Sorry, my power just went out. I'll be back in a second.
Yeah, I guess it would be tricky to harvest ink from such a creature. There's a whole bunch of barrels here. Hmm. While Devon's rebooting, I'm going to grab a cup of coffee real quick. I'll be back.
I'll like to look around the outside of the building and see if there's any like marks of anyone coming or going, see if we might know where they went, as well as look inside and see if there's any signs of like recent inhabitants. But that's probably not gonna tell me anything.
You can tell that this cabin is being used. It is well maintained. This is a cabin that Allfield's father generally uses, and it definitely looks like it is often visited by someone from Broudevik, probably him. Ever dumped the squid? I mean, unless it was him, um, who didn't stick around here long. They just came here, dumped the squid, and then left. Where they went from here, you can give me a survival check if you want to try and look for tracks or anything.
Yeah,
At
I'll
this
also look
point, you would.
around.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. But at this point, you would know that after the winter, there's probably not that many tracks to find.
So, okay. I'm thinking two ways. So there's quite a number of these barrels. It's like 3 or 4 of them. And they'd be a pain to carry, which means that either by cart or horse, or by is the river big enough for a small boat to traverse it?
Yeah, a small rowboat, definitely.
So it could either have come in by a small rowboat, needed to be brought in with a horse or a cart or something like that, I'm guessing. And the hunter's cabin, if I remember correctly, there was any sort of rough paths or anything like that coming in or out. Was it a bit north where we chased that ninja? Weren't they running towards a path that goes a bit further north? Not yeah, is that path on the map?
There's not, there aren't many like proper roads around here, but there are. You can find little trails and paths all over the place. Yeah, there are quite a few different directions. Like these are hunting grounds, so there are a couple of paths that have been spotted around here, but it is generally quite dense. The forests around Podovik. There are many creatures out here. You would know that the ruined towers to the north are probably the closest like place that anyone would be able to go to from here, because the rivers sort of block you off going in any other direction. But you can see there is a small rowboat that is that's been taken out of the water, but it is sitting here by the hunter's cabin that they usually use go fishing and whatnot. So it is definitely, one could definitely get up and down these rivers in a boat.
Should dust it for fingerprints.
Unless you got a spell for that. I will say with your 22 there, you would know as well that these rivers they split and they go in all sorts of different directions. If this person is poisoning water supplies, they could have gone anywhere by now. There's a million places they could have wound up since that job became available. So yeah, I mean, there's a good chance that they didn't go far after they dumped the squid. But yeah, they could be anywhere by now. So actually, there is a bridge nearby you on the river to the sort of right hand side. There is a river. There is a big stone bridge there that it's a little bit in disrepair, but that is, as I said, there are a couple of bridges and smaller ones over the other rivers near here.
Over the stone bridge we go.
So sorry, because that was a little bit convoluted. Basically, if they came here by boat, they could have gotten away by the rivers. And if they came here with a cart or a horse, would have probably gone across the bridge.
So way too many options.
As I said, the bridge. If we are lucky, we find the troll also.
Okay, let's go with bridge, because the only town nearby that would be bringing stuff in by river is Brodovik, which doesn't necessarily exclude someone in the town, especially our potentially superstitious fishermen.
You would know that it happened in winter, and there aren't many travelers coming into Brodovik during winter if they weren't already nearby. And now you guys would know it with a good ship. It would take you like, I think, only like 4 days to sail to the capital from here. It's so they are our town sort of off the map, other than the tiny little villages that are around. Yeah.
I mean, so if it was done in winter, either they brought it by ship in summer when the rivers weren't frozen, stored it and waited, or they must have come by road. So, like the bridge idea. What spells do we have around locate object and stuff? I think.
Okay. So you guys make your way across the bridge, and you can see that the path does sort of loop around. It sort of goes in towards Brodovik. It'll go past the cattle range. There are smaller bridges along the way, and you would know that this road is generally like, if the hunter goes this way in the morning, they might end up back in Brodovik by the evening. It's quite a lot of forest to get through.
How difficult is it to get hold of this much squid? I'm kind of just throwing the question out there in case someone else knows more about nature and fishing and survival than Svenja does. Because this is like a couple of barrels of squid doesn't sound like something that you accidentally catch in your net while you're busy looking for sharks. Almost has to be farmed or gathered on purpose, obviously.
Can make a nature check to see if any of you know anything about that, or free to theorize.
I'm looking at Camilla here, who's more of the sort of tree hugger than Svenja is.
Not today.
Yeah, none of you are really all that familiar with where you would get squid other than sea fishing. To get that amount, yeah, it would be strange for someone to get that much. They might they might have some sort of operation going where they can get a lot of squid, or they might just be mad.
Can we take some of the residue in the bottom of the barrel? No, you're going to ask me if I have a flask, and the answer is no.
You can though. I mean, Tom took a little sample before as well. You got some off the rocks. If you want to get some more with your alchemist supplies, I'll say you've got the vials and things.
Yeah, I'll add it to the same vial.
So I guess we can go and ask the fisherman or someone who knows more about it. If we ever get back to the treehouse, we can ask the druids there if they can tell us where this might come from.
Yeah, with some magic, you definitely that would be a good enough component to try and like track something down like that. Yeah, as you say, unless some of you guys have got a spell like.
Yeah, I'm afraid nothing from my side.
No, neither for me.
I don't do divination.
Man, nope.
Well, yeah, there's definitely some people you could ask about that. Maybe hire someone that does have that kind of a spell. But for now, you guys have made your way to the other side of the river, and yeah, the only obvious like road you can see goes over another little wooden bridge, and would taking you in towards where the dwarves told you that troll might be.
Well, hell, we are here. Why don't we just go and hunt ourselves a troll then? Or go see what's. Yeah, so the troll and the trap's the same thing, right? Nice.
Yeah, that's. They think that they heard a troll. That's what they thought. But they think they've trapped kobold in there. It was Magnus and them that heard screaming, and they thought it was a troll, so they ran away. I actually mentioned that before. Maybe not.
I think you
That's what
may,
they
yeah.
thought. But yeah, you can either carry on along the road to head that way, or wander into the forest and continue following the river to look for more clues. So yeah, from what you're seeing now, the tracks have sort of run dry.
Could maybe go a little upstream in case there's some towards there, and then if we don't find anything, go back down to the forest trap.
Okay.
I heard troll. And so to troll hunt we go.
So you guys around a little bit, picking up the stream as you go. You can give me one more. This will be like the last of the skill check, basically. So you can give me one more survival, investigation, or nature.
I trust survival.
Nature. Let's hope it's good. Hey, something good.
Okay, so Camilla, Ursula, and Svenja, you guys will all be able to tell that these rivers are clean. You don't find any of that residue on the rocks here. It seems like the tracks have gone cold this way. It doesn't seem like any squid was dumped in this river, and there are some tracks of like maybe a cart or something being pulled along, but that could have been by anyone. There's no guarantee it was them. This is quite a well used path. You've kind of veered off of it now. You're not finding much in the river. Mikil, however, as you guys are looking for these traces in the river, you will notice that there is something in there that you particularly would recognize as meteorite ore. Um, there is there are little traces of meteorite that have um, been scattered into the river here, and there are it doesn't look like anyone's actually collected any of it yet.
But if no one else wants it, I sure as hell do.
All yours.
Right.
So wait, could the squid have been caused by the? Do we know there's a meteorite on the map because it says that, or we don't know that?
Yeah, that's a pretty famous spot. It is. All of those places are marked on your map. Um, probably haven't been there necessarily yourself, but this is like the town map. Other people have marked these, and yeah, you would know that just up the ridge from where you are. It's about a mile away here, but there is supposedly a big crater up there where a meteor hit a long time ago, and yeah, Mikil is finding traces of that have probably washed downriver.
Not the best metal for forging, but it's pretty. So I'll
The
grab some.
enchantment side of things, it can be pretty good metal for forging. You can give me a check if you've got tools in particular. You can use those, but otherwise, you can just make it a survival.
Can I help him extract some ore from the meteorite?
Yeah, sure. You can. So you can make that with advantage.
Can I use a Hammond piton as like a makeshift?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, um,
I have a
yeah,
warhammer if you need something bigger than a regular hammer.
Right, so survival check was it?
a survival check with advantage, and I'll say that lowers the DC significantly. Um, if you guys are going to like and hammer it in like a stake and just uh, mine some of this out here. I will say it'll take you about an hour or so to do, but with an 18, you are going to get. Let's see. Mikhail, actually roll a d8 for me, please.
All right. That's D8. Ooh, 6.
Nice. You find 6 pieces of meteorite ore that you can add to your inventory. Just mark it down for now. I'll try and make an item. That might be an official one. Yeah, 6 pieces of meteorite ore. I will. No, is meteorite in the crafting guide?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Then I can grab it quick. But this would take probably an hour or two to complete. So is anyone else doing anything while they're busy?
Well, Mikkel, do you want to go to the meteorite site? Because a mile away, we'd probably walk there and back in the chipping at rocks.
Pardon?
He's shipping the meteorite.
Okay, sorry. Um, nothing specific.
I'll just go hunt a little.
He's a big boy. Just going what's called like continuing the like down the road. Maybe there's something interesting down the road.
Cool. Yeah, you can do that as Ursula. You can give me a survival check as well. Yeah, Camilla will get to you in a second, but Ursula, unfortunately, with a 5, it is not enough. You don't find anything to hunt. Yeah, I just added 4. I will try and fix it because there is not.
Yeah, there's
I don't
not.
have
Yeah.
a specific item for a meteorite, or is there somewhere?
Yeah, that's fine.
For now, you can just
Believe
add the quantity. Just make that one 6. I didn't-
Yeah, and I'll just change the name, I guess.
Yeah, I'll add the right thing after the session.
Meteorite ore.
Yeah, so you guys have been, Fenrir, you sort of, I mean, Miller, you, as they are done with this, you kind of lead the pack a little bit down the road again, and you will hear in the distance. Actually, everyone, give me a perception check for this one, as you guys are making your way further on the road, and you can see there are dense forests on either side of you. So dense, in fact, that this road is like one of the only paths you can really take, as the trees are so densely packed. Nikhil and Ursula, you and Gorm, actually, Gorm will hear it faintly, but the rest of you will hear it loud and clear. Oh, especially Svenja, you recognize that sound. It is a, you will hear scream, and it is a scream of terror for sure, like someone in danger. They are, they sound like they are under attack. And it sounds like it is coming from inside the sort of dense forest on one side of you, which at this point you are actually getting close to where that trap was supposed to be. Can't, maybe for some reason. Don't know why I can't, maybe. You are basically right where that trap is meant to be, and you can hear screaming coming from inside, only briefly before it stopped. It sounds like someone just got attacked and probably lost.
That calls for investigation. Towards them. Towards the screen.
Okay, well, we're going to load the map here. Just give me a second to load in, and then I'll put the tokens now.
We have entered the cave of darkness.
Okay, good. It is dark. actually, as I put you down, will be right back. One.
Oh, we can't go running in.
Ooh, magic mushrooms.
Let's see something.
Mushroom. Patya, mushroom.
Is the chain curved? Can't see a chain. Shit. Anyone got some hunter's charms?
What the fuck is Hunter's Charms?
Oh, I see you haven't played Dark Souls.
I don't play bad games.
And I see you've just got wrong opinions.
And I see you are maidenless.
That is true. I will not try and refute that. That is just an actual fact. That not, however, change the fact that you have shit taste.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Are we all still here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you guys arrive, you will see that there is a small opening in the trees. That it sounded like the scream was coming from sort of south, but you can see at this point you may have to engage your suspension of disbelief, as these trees are too dense for you to actually walk through, and you guys are essentially approaching a forest-like dungeon ahead of you. But yeah, as you make your way a little bit further forward, I think you should be able to see. What do you guys see up over here?
I see a door up here.
Don't
See
see.
down like
We don't see beyond the
Chest.
door.
Can you see plants in front of the door?
I don't see any door. I
There's
just
like
see the plants here.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
door
there's a-
symbol, but just like plants in front of it.
Okay, cool. I'm just double checking that that's working. So yeah, you will see. Yeah, I mean, meta with the doors, but can basically see that there's an opening there that is just foliage. You may need to hack your way through it or something, but you could get in through the trees over there. You can see that pretty clearly as you walk in. The rest of the trees are too dense to walk through, but maybe if you hack through some that foliage, you might be able to get in.
How tall are the trees?
They range quite wildly, but I mean you're talking like 40 feet at the lowest.
Oh.
Ancient
It is a-
forest growth. Nice. So, shall we move forward? I think, so Sonia will sort of pull her rapier out and a shield and get it ready, and then kind of look around at whether Mikkel or Gorm or one of the brave boys are going to lead, and follow them.
one of the brave boys.
One of the boys, period.
that issue.
Over the hill.
You can go to
Yes,
the
you-
other side, DM. Okay. Sorry.
No, well, I was about to ask, what are you doing as you're the one approaching first? How are you going to tackle these bushes?
I will. Do I have a hand axe or not?
You want to borrow one?
Yeah, I don't have anything to cut actually.
All right. Hang on. Where's it gone? There.
Grab one of Mikhail's axes to just like hold my shield to my side and just start slashing through.
Okay, yeah, you can give me an athletics check, or just make an attack roll with that as you start making your way in.
$22.
Okay, and with the 22, you start hacking your way in, and you see Gorm make his way into the bushes where, yeah, Gorm, you can open that door when you're ready to go through the other side. Yeah. You guys should be able to follow him there as you step out the other side. You will, I mean, if you will hear this as you're making your way into the next area. You will hear these two voices. You hear one of them just saying, "You fucking crazy? I'm not going back in there. If we don't get through that gate, the troll's gonna get us. I'm telling you. Shit, they're back!" And you're gonna see them both looking at you, sort of terrified. And as you make your way through the bush, see them notice you. Or actually, let's see. You can give me a stealth check if you want to try and approach stealthily. Maybe they don't see you, but it looks like they're probably going to notice you.
I guess the stealthiest.
I'm so ready.
No. Not that bad.
I am truly the sneakiest.
You also roll survival, but yeah.
Ah, well, that explains a lot. Well, it's a +1 to both of them, so I'll take that anyhow.
I'm sad.
Why do you have disadvantage on stealth, Carmilla?
Scale mail.
No.
So yeah, everyone other than Mikil is actually it is a success to sneak up on them, as their perception is not that high. But you will all hear Mikil making a bit of a noise and be able to uh, them out of the sight of these kobolds as you notice them first. There is a sort of log in the way there that you could try and hide behind. Otherwise, you can try and move yourself into this room before they notice you. What are you guys going to try and do as you've just walked into another much larger clearing, and yeah, these two kobolds seem to be discussing something.
Since they've already heard me, I may as well make my presence known and take all the,
Aya.
just get their attention. So I'll just walk out here.
Okay, how are you going to get their attention?
Do I have a shield? I do not. I'll use my Warhammer and just actually no, I'll just yell like, "Hey!" Shout. Actually, not shout. Just loud enough to get their attention. That's very
Yeah, no,
vague.
that as you sort of call over to them, they both look at you and they both let out a scream as they start scrambling, like looking like they want to run. you can see the one picking up a shield and readying his spear, like as you hear one of them saying, "Oh shit, it's them! It's them! They're back! Stay back! Stay back, you!"
Are they speaking in common?
Yeah.
And why should I?
Svenja would call out from the book, "We're not them." Who do you mean them? We're not back. First time here.
You're the humans from Brodovic that did us up last time. Don't fool us. We know what your faces look like.
She would step forward and say, "No, I don't think we are them. I know all humans look the same to you. And we know that some of the other people from our town came around here, but we have not been here. So why are you scared?"
You can give me a persuasion check. You see them genuinely considering that they may have mistaken you for someone else. Yeah. Yeah, he'll sort of lower his spear and say, "Oh, you're not with those other assholes? Oh, thank gods. We didn't want to have to deal with them again."
I hear you. Believe me. But we do have a bit of a problem. You guys have stealing some of the cattle. We're curious about why. If someone has been, kobolds have been, we think.
Wait, that's what the other guys wanted too. We're just trying to feed our new master, when we find him anyway. And that requires a lot of meat, you know. We can't be hunting, but now we've got shields and spears, so we're out here. We're just trying to get into the forests where we can hunt. Stupid gates won't let us through.
The gates won't let you through.
One's broken, but the others are all kind of tricky. And he will gesture to. I hope you guys can see the sort of arch that you walked in underneath. I hope that is showing up for you. Unless you're directly underneath it probably won't. Well, I mean, it probably will unless you're directly underneath. But you can see now, Svenja, as he mentions that, you will notice that this archway that you've gone through has got runes written along the top, though they are this whole archway is broken, and you can see that they are incomplete. And then around the side of these pillars, you can see that they are also. It is written in. Fenya, do you speak Celestial? Because you may be the only one who recognizes.
Me too.
Yeah. Me too. Okay, yeah. So you guys would recognize that written in Celestial, in Celestial runes around the pillar, there is written there, but the runes up top are in Giant.
So these are instructions on how to use it, or what does it say? The Celestial. Who reads Giant? Someone does Giant.
I speak Giant.
So you, Miller, anyone who speaks Giant, you can just see the letters IN on at the top, but written in Celestial around it will say. Sorry, check the notes. It'll say, "As time moves, so it creates lessened, learned ways of fate. I am each one, and yet still more. All you've known, seen, and done before." I'll post it in the chat.
Ooh. Hmm. I have a plan. Ah, how do I copy this? I can't copy it.
Moments.
Just Google it. Sorry, what did you say?
I said moments because I was like, that's what I can see.
I mean, no one's asking you this riddle. It's just written on the side of this. Those of you who can speak Celestial, are you going to read that out to the rest of the group?
Yep. Okay, so she'll ask the kobolds if they know how to. They would show us
Sorry, I lost you for a second. If they know how to what?
to activate these gates. Obviously not this one because it's broken, but where are the others and can you show me how to use them?
Well, we've been trying to figure it out. The others aren't going to take kindly to humans. I mean, we're pretty cool, but my friends are going to try and kick your ass if you woke up on them again. Everyone's pretty excited about the new shields. But they haven't been able to figure out the next gate, and we're kind of stuck until we can do that. So we're away. That's where we're headed.
So where did the screams come from? And where did you get the shields? Just they are nice shields, so she'll sort of step a bit closer and examine the shield.
Well, they were a gift from Master. Brought it to us in a shedding. We know that he is here somewhere. His scales have provided us with great strength. And he'll excitedly sort of step up to you and show you the shield, and it seemed to be made of black dragon scales.
Okay, let's see it. Oh shit! I guess they're really good.
So what we are running for?
A crafting check because obviously I gotta have that. Not for anything like in particular. I just want I just make the connection that I can use it to discern quality of item. But
Oh yeah, I mean you can tell that would definitely be a nice material to work with. These shields that the building seems pretty crudely made, and to be honest, that looks like they kind of messed up the material in making it. You could definitely do a much better job if you had access to a full piece of skin like that, or of scales.
wonderful. In terms of the puzzle, is there anything or anywhere we need to input like an answer or a probable answer?
You guys can give me an Arcana check to see if there's any sort of like. It seems like Pilla has just got the question written on it, but do you? Okay, yeah. So with those checks, you can tell. Oh, pretty good. So you guys can tell that it does seem like there is some sort of magical mechanism to the gate. This one being broken, um, you can't tell what the full word is there up top, but it seems like there's a connection to runes up. You recognize them from the portal. Seems to be similar magic from that portal that you found. It's got similar runic activation sort of sequences. From what you can see, the magic, whatever part of this arch controlled that magic, has been destroyed and removed.
Interesting.
You can also point that there are more of these sort of bushes that may be able to lead you deeper into the into this forest, and you can hear that there are sounds of more kobolds coming from this sort of direction.
Okay, so last question, I guess, from Sonia to the kobold. So where did Master leave these shields for you? Since she's pointing at the dragon scales.
Brought us was just outside in the forest in a clearing. We found it when we woke up from camp, and it has been a great blessing.
So you haven't actually seen Master yet.
Well, I mean, I haven't personally. I'm pretty sure Dave has. He said he saw a shadow flying over us, and that's why we're headed in this direction.
Okay. When was this? How long ago?
A couple of days after we fought with the other humans, we sort of ran out to get away, and then we were bestowed with this strength that we might be able to fight them again.
Hmm. Okay, so here's the problem. If you are hunting in the forest for wild animals for Master, that's okay for now. But if you are stealing the cattle from the humans in Broudevik, they're going to get angry and come out after you, and that might not end well for you. So, what do you say you stop stealing the cattle?
Yes, yeah, we already agreed to that with the others. We're just trying to get away, really. I mean, we're trying to head up into the mountains, see if we can find something there. We think Master might be up there as well. Uh, we can't get through the forest. We're blocked by one of those gates. If we could get through, we would. We're kind of stuck here now. If we go back south, Ludwig's going to get us. If we go to the north, then that old crazy priest's going to get us.
What old crazy priest would that be? Where does he live? The ruins.
Oh, there's these two towers. uh, he kept. We tried to walk past, and there were like walls of tentacles. It was creepy. No one wanted to go there. While this conversation is going on, is anyone else sort of taking a look around? Anyone want to like do some investigation or anything like that?
Yeah, do I see any other arcs like that? I know it's fairly dense.
From where you are standing, no, but you can give me an investigation to see if you can find a route to the others. I mean, these kobolds are definitely talking about another one.
Mushrooms. Eat mushroom.
Yeah, and that you do actually. You can. These are quite common. Um, as you lift this mushroom up, you can also give me an investigation, Kamala, or perception, either or. But with your investigation, that's pretty high. As you look around, you notice that there are two different bits of brush that you might be able to slice your way through in here. Uh, one more obvious one is probably where the door is showing up. You can see at the bottom left there's a bit of a smaller, more narrow passage that with that 23 you can tell you could probably get in that direction as well. But the gate is much more likely in the direction where you can hear the kobolds, which is through these bushes.
I was about to ask the kobolds where the friends went, but if I can hear them from that side, I will go to the other side before going towards the kobolds. Maybe there is something here that can help us.
Hey, you can give me another attack roll or survival check.
18.
Okay, you hack your way through those plants, and you should be able to get through now, as you have found a little secret entrance, and you find quite a dense clearing here. It's not much space, but you can see just ahead of you there is a small chest lying on the ground that it seems to be abandoned. However, the chest is broken, and you can see that there is an axe embedded in it, like someone used it to crush the chest instead of trying to open the lock. But you can see that axe is just embedded in there, and seems like it was left here.
Can I try to
just
pull? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's just a hand axe. But sorry, what?
Wanted to pull it out.
Yeah, I will show this to you now. Okay, you should now be able to see in the items directory in the loot. Should be able to see it. Whole forest loot and north chest. Can you see that?
Yep.
And is that all you can see?
In the troll forest loot, that's the only thing. The north chest.
Perfect. So yeah, that's what you will find in this chest. You'll see there's a pair of boots. There are some plants that you recognize came off of one of the bushes that you saw outside with these little blue flowers on it. See, there are some quality branches in here, and one of those that you realize isn't a branch, but instead a pole can be extended into, like magically, into a fishing rod. And yeah, the hand axe that you wrench out of the chest is a hand axe of warning. As you pick it up, it sort of hums slightly, as there definitely seems to be something magical about it. And when you attune to it, I'm sure you know what a hand axe of warning would do.
Yeah, I just didn't remember if it's attunement or not.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, just collect everything from here and head back to the party. But the chest there, nothing. A few things, some mostly crafting materials and cooking, but there is a pole that extends into a fishing rod and a weird hand axe and some boots.
I mean, I guess the fishing pole is going to be useful for gathering food. So, do we want to fight
Camilla,
these goblins? Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry.
and I was just going to say, Camilla, the mushrooms are delicious. There's nothing weird about them at all.
That's good.
Sorry, Svenja, what were you saying? Is Kobold starting to wonder if he should be giving away all this information?
Well, yeah, he's been talking to us. He seems to be all friendly, but he did say his friends would not be that friendly. So I'm not really in the mood for fighting kobolds, but I'm guessing she's looking at the party and trying to gauge how they feel about fighting these kobolds. So I think she'd sort of say to him, "Look, you guys need to get away from here. Um, I don't know. So obviously they don't want to go up the river where we come from, path up the river.
Yeah, they're
She'll ask
basically
him,
saying if they go north, they're going to meet some old crazy priest, and if they go south, they're going to end up in Braudavik and probably get killed by the people there. So the way they're trying to go through the forest, he will say, "Look, I mean, my friends are pretty temperamental, and if you can open the gate for us, I don't think, I could try and help you convince them. We don't have to fight about this. We just want to get out of here as well,
okay, maybe that's the thing to do then. Should look at the rest. So shall we go and see if we can open this gate for the kobolds?
Yeah, it seems like that's the right path, and I point towards the door icon.
Okay. So you need to walk in front and convince your friends that we are here to help you. Say to the lead kobold. Who knows? The angry one with the shield.
Okay. Follow us. And hey, look, I'm sorry if they attack you or anything. I'll try and keep them calm, but no promises, you know. And he's gonna turn around, and two of them are gonna scamper into the bushes. They seem small enough to just squeeze in through some of these bushes. But Gorm, are you gonna go away at this?
Yeah, do I also attack here to clear the bushes, or is it already?
We can just assume that you're doing that. You're getting used to it.
Yeah, I'll pass the other axe to be killed since I have another one now.
As he walks up, there are a couple of other kobolds standing at the end. There are two more with shields standing in front of one of these gates, which you can see is emitting this strange glow as the runes on this one are lit up. But you can see that in the middle of the arch up at the top, there are no runes written in giant on this one, and instead there is a small hole that looks like it would probably fit a gem, something like that. And the kobolds seem to be currently trying to climb up there and shoot rocks into the hole. They're just trying to force rocks into the hole. As this guy walks up and he says, "Guys, may have found some help." And they're all going to look around as you see them have basically the same reaction, looking all scared and whatnot. But I'll say that he is going to try and help them convince whoever's going to speak with them. You will have advantage on your persuasion or deception, whatever you're trying to do here, or intimidation, I guess.
I think so Svenja would be talking again to them and saying we would like to know how these gates work and see if we can try and help you. And we mean you no harm, but you have to promise not to harm us. Can you trust kobold promises? Probably not.
Well, they don't seem to trust you very much right now, so give me that persuasion with advantage, and let's see if you can convince them. It does look like they've been here a while.
Oh my god. Lovely.
You see the one that was busy trying to shove a rock in the hole just turn and go, "Huh? Humans? Trusting your types around." And he just, like, he seems to be looking at the others and looking back at you like, "Come on, why aren't you all just immediately attacking them?" You can see the smaller kobolds, the ones without the shields, all of them are kind of scratching their heads and looking at him like, I mean, look, we've been here all day. We might as well just let them help. And he doesn't seem all that convinced. Is anyone else going to do anything to try and uh, win this guy over?
Yeah, I take a step forward. Listen, from what I understand, you guys are stuck here. You can go south because you will get killed. You can go north because you get killed. You want to go to the mountains to hunt for your master. We want you away from our cattle. We're here to help you, so you will go away from our cattle and hunt peacefully in the mountains. You don't have to like us. You can continue to hate us. But it's a win-win situation at this point.
Yeah, you can also make a persuasion with advantage or intimidation.
I'm not intimidating them, but persuasion? It's not even.
the one at the top of the shrine sort of just sits down on it, and he goes, "All right, tough guy, you open the gate, and we'll be on our way. Can't open it, we'll open you."
Is it any writing in Celestial on it?
Yes, you can see there is the same sort of band of runes alongside. This one says, oh, put in the chat, but it says, "What's dead half the year and lives the rest? What dances without music and breathes without breath?"
Can I get that again?
Yeah, sorry, putting it in the chat there.
So lifts what dance right and breathes right. Leaves?
Entire tree, maybe.
Actually, actually, leaves sounds like the correct answer.
What are you saying? We should be stuffing leaves in the hole? Hey, you, get some leaves. And one of the kobolds is going to pick up a handful of leaves and start scurrying his way up there, trying to shove it in the hole.
Good
It
to
doesn't
know.
work.
Yeah, but you don't see that snow dances.
When it's falling in the wind.
I mean, it doesn't breathe.
You see leaves dance in the wind, dancing without music, and then half of the year.
Can I make it sort of maybe Arcana check to figure out how, like, do I input the answer?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, as you do sort of get the impression that you might have gotten the answer right, but it's telling the answer to this rock seems to be more complicated. So with the 23, you think that the hole that the kobolds are trying to shove things into might not be that wrong. It looks more like it would fit a gem, and you don't see any gems around here. But you also notice the distinct lack of giant runes up above, and all you could see of the other giant runes were the letters IN, and so it seems like that may be the sort of command phrase. You remember your dad again saying, "Remember your runes," and that may be what activates it. Probably a word up there and a gem, but it seems like this one is actually missing the words. Oh, wait, I might have explained this. Sorry. Let me just double check here. I think this one is broken as well, actually. Yeah, you can see that it's missing those giant runes, and that yeah, I think actually now I explained it right. It looks like those runes are completely missing. And you imagine the rune is what would be the answer to the riddle.
Yeah, just turns back to the party. Can anyone inscribe runes here? You need to put a rune up there and put it in the hole with the answer, and it opens up.
I can certainly try.
Was the like on the first gate? Was it a gem or just like stone or something with the answer in it?
You couldn't see that part of that whole part of the archway was broken. You could just see the runes for IN.
Okay.
It's not going to go well. Don't have these two. All right. So what would we require to try and craft a gemstone like it? Actually, I should probably just make an Arcana check. Unless Gorm's one was enough.
Well, we've got a whole bunch of gemstones in the loot. Some of them might be green and yellow.
I mean, we could use a jade. We've got 2 of them.
Yeah. I'm
Also
kind of
good
worrying.
does it have to be a gem? It's gonna be a rock. I think it maybe needs specifically the runes itself. It doesn't need a gem.
Where's that's true. All right. So what's a check would that be, Debbie? It's like,
Yeah, you can make an Arcana to try and figure out how that might work.
all right. Not bad.
Yeah, so I mean, you get the impression that Paul might be on the right track there. That you could probably spend all day trying to fit gemstones into that hole, but it seems like it is more of a key that is required there. So it might be a more specific gemstone, maybe a rune stone that is has got a specific set of runes on it. You wouldn't know what that is, though. There would be no way of knowing unless it is answer to the riddle. But yeah, crafting that there's probably a bigger chance that you can find the key than being able to. It's like trying to just make a key to unlock a door. It's possible you might, but the chances are pretty low.
Right. Well, I don't think that's quite going to work, sadly. I think a better bet would just to be keep exploring this dungeon, I suppose, this forest. See if we find the key.
Hey, just a couple. Did you look all around the place for something to fit properly, or you just stuck on the gate for the entire day?
I mean,
We've been trying to make our way through. Some troll can walk through them, no problem. But for us, nothing works.
Well, there are
Now
the
it seems you don't know anything either. So what? You're just messing with us?
Well, unless you know how to carve runes properly, we're going to look around a bit. Maybe there is an answer somewhere around here. We think we know
So-
the answer to the riddle, but we don't have any way to input it into, like, put it on the gate.
You'll
Svenja
see
is going to say slightly testily to you've been here all day and we've made more progress in 3 minutes than you've had all day. So, shush.
I mean, have you made more progress? The gate's still closed. And all right, boys, let him through. Let's see if they can figure this out. And you see, there's a look to the other one. You can all give me an insight check if you want. As yeah, they definitely don't seem friendly. Yeah, so most of you, yeah, especially Svenja saying that to him and his response to you, you get the impression that, like, okay, we'll let you fix the gate. But they seem like they may be aggressive towards you afterwards. They're like, they might attack you after if you help them open the gate.
Okay.
But yeah, they're letting you through now. And as Miller and as you guys make your way around the corner, you'll see there are a couple more kobolds in there. Next to them, there are more sort of bushes that look like, well, sort of behind them might be able to hack through. Though further down, it seems like there are fallen trees that are completely blocking the way.
Yeah, I guess I'll take a look around here if there's anything of interest, specific
Mushrooms.
routes we can go through. Except for, well, yeah, not except.
Yeah, Miller, you eating more of the mushroom?
Of course.
You'll see some of the kobolds have also been chewing on these. You can give me a though these ones.
Consume this room.
What did you say?
A con save.
Get high in the shrooms, do it.
10. Yay.
All right, nice. I mean, these ones aren't as tasty as the other ones, but you know it's got more of a meaty kind of vibe to it. Yeah. The rest of you sort of carry on. You see, there's not much else here. The thorns and vines and things get pretty thick at the end of the passage where you can see these fallen trees are, but below you can see there's probably another path that you can hack your way through.
Okay, so downwards we go.
Alright. Let's see where this leads to.
Form you
Let's-
will say you hack your way through, and on the other side you will see a lush grass that is it just blowing faintly in the wind as this little section is okay. I'm going to pause this there. As this little section, you see this grass, and it looks much more lush than the rest of this place. But Gorm and Mekil, as you guys take that for a second step in, you will see that the grass suddenly, the breeze just picks up, and you can't actually feel the wind that is blowing, but you see the grass just moving and swaying in the wind as though there's like a tornado coming. And then, just as you are watching it, we'll see almost as though there is an invisible kind of stamp coming down, a symbol get pressed into the grass, like a crop circle type thing, as you just see the symbol appearing in the grass, and you feel something shift in the actual grass under your feet. I'm stopping it as you have taken a step in there to let you know what you're seeing, but um, I'll unpause now if you want to try and keep walking. Otherwise, you can all quite clearly see the symbol in the grass.
What is the symbol of?
You
Recognize
can
it?
give me an Arcana check if you want to do that. Sorry, I did have effects and stuff, but they don't seem to be working properly. Okay, let's see. All right, Svenja, Ursula, and Mikil, you will all recognize as a magic symbol of vocation, as is the the like rune for the school of magic.
Yeah, on it. Uh,
Okay, so for flavor, I guess more than let's see how practical. If Svenja casts her, wait, how long does that seance for the Valkyrie take? It's a cantrip, so it's instant, it's short. Does she see any ley lines and things appear around the circle?
Oh yeah, actually, you will see this sort of um, using that. We'll see this is definitely a very magical this clearing, and grass is maybe enchanted. It definitely seems like there's a lot of magic running through this area that you are stepping to now, and yeah, the grass seems like it is alive more than uh, more than usual. There's a heart of magic here. It's like
Is it worth?
yeah, it's much like somewhere where a druid would set up a like stone circle or something like that. Like this is a place of powerful magic.
It doesn't look like a creature moving around or something.
It seems like the grass itself is either alive or there is like some sort of spirit or something that is imprinting that symbol on the grass. But as you stand there for a moment, it will begin to fade again as the wind as the grass back upright.
Okay, so I think what she's going to do from the helm is cast see invisibility on herself. So sort of eyes start glowing and she's looking to see what she sees invisibly.
You can give me. Actually, no. There is, as you take a look around, you don't see anything in this clearing that is invisible. You can see that there are two logs sort of in the middle of the clearing that they seem to be unaffected by the symbol. Like the symbol seems to go underneath them. But other than that, there are no creatures in this clearing. It's just a symbol that appeared and then slowly disappeared.
Okay. Anybody else? Any ideas? Also, I think she's going to step forward and say, "No harm of the forest," and step forward. Unless anybody else wants to try anything else or think anything else.
I'm just gonna cast dancing lights like in the middle of the clearing to see if an evocation spell does anything.
Yeah, so and dancing lights is evocation, yeah. So conjure this dancing light, what does it look like?
Is wave my hand around and a few lights in the shape of a person flicker into appearance sitting on the log.
Okay, yeah, as you do that, you will see that as you create that sort of vague shape, will suddenly double itself and there'll be another one sitting next to it. But you'll see it as a little bit clearer and there's these sort of rainbow colors as it looks at the figure sitting um, on the log next to it, and you'll see it seemingly turn its head to you and then turn to the other one, and it looks almost excited as it like grabs that one into a hug, and the spell is going to dissipate as they seem to like absorb each other, and you will see the grass ripple again as there seems to be Svenja, you also feel this sense of almost joy coming from the glade. Well, as you're approaching, you're pretty sure that that mushroom must be having an effect because you start seeing the wind blowing this grass around again. But um, yeah, are you guys moving further in or?
So does it make another different symbol, or nothing else happens on the grass where the previous one was?
Doesn't seem like anything else happens just yet, but you would know that last time it was sort of triggered by you stepping into the glade. I'll say just try and move 5 feet at a time because that seems to be the trigger as you're going in here. But as you all sort of take another step forward, another symbol will begin to appear. However, this time it is not an arcane symbol. It looks like a music note.
Okay. Recognizing it. So
Yeah, I mean, Nordic sheet music works, but sure. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, you do definitely recognize the note.
So what she'll do is she'll haul her line off her back, the magic one, and play a little joyful.
Okay, yeah, you can give me a performance check as you begin playing this little tune.
I wonder if I get any advantage because of the lie. Just check. I don't think so. It's only if spell. Okay, she's just playing it, so just a straight performance check. Roll well. Crap, 15. 14.
Okay, so with that, you play a tune and you see the brass waving as though you get the impression you are doing the right thing, and yet it doesn't seem to have any sort of magical effect like Ursula's spell did. As you realize that is a specific note that it is showing you as it reappears for a moment, um, and yeah, the little song that you're playing doesn't necessarily include that note, but you realize that it might be asking for that tone specifically.
Okay, well, I mean, if it's like the sheet music equivalent of E flat 3, then she'll play that note.
Yeah, so for that you can give me another performance check, but this time it'll be with disadvantage because you've already begun this process. Someone might need to help you to get.
Okay,
Right.
so she's going to apply a bardic inspiration to herself on this one. And oh my god, this is just getting worse. These features.
Okay.
Oh god, this is not helping us much. That's an 11.
Okay, so as you play a note, you realize that you immediately, as you play it, you notice that you played the wrong note, and Mikil, the grass underneath you suddenly gives way as you all see Mikil just get sucked into the ground, into the grass, and then grass reappears over him. Uh, and as Mikil, you have currently disappeared. We'll get to what you're experiencing in a minute. The rest of you see Mikil get sucked down into the grass.
Shit. Okay, so Senya will take a step over towards him. And yeah, I don't know what. Try and play the note again.
As you step towards him, as you step onto the grass, I'm going to need you to give me a dex save as you step onto it, and stepping onto needles. Feels like they are sharp as steel, and as you step on, you thankfully notice it before it just stabs right through your feet, and you manage to step more carefully. This grass suddenly seems lethal. It just ate Mikil, and it seems to be made of steel spikes. So you're not sure what the hell has just happened to Mikil. If you're trying to play the note again, you can give me another performance. Still with disadvantage, unless someone else has got a way
Yeah,
to help Sven.
I can't give her advantage, but I will notice that maybe try different note, just go specific and use guidance on her. I don't play any tools.
Play the hammer.
Oh, come on. Roll 20, work with me here. And
No!
Like my idol once said, mayonnaise is a music instrument.
The mayonnaise.
Well, shit. That's pretty useless.
yeah, god damn it.
Does your bardic inspiration persist if it?
That's only eloquence at high level.
Yeah, no, it gets gone. I want to just check if there's anything else I can do in terms of what does Silvery Bobs do? No, this is an attack response.
Okay. So then, yeah, as you try and play that note, you're starting to realize you don't actually know what this note is, and as you strum that note, you'll just feel the floor underneath you give way as the rest of you see Svenja get swallowed up by the grass as well.
Rip.
God Damn it.
Do any of you have musical instruments? Any you can play?
No.
Always a whistle.
I mean, it's the you guys are probably no strangers like singing and stuff like that. You know, there's
Perhaps going for rest before we try again.
Can I use Sense of the Savior? And where is
Wait a
it?
second. You say sing?
Create. I'll just send it. It was Svenja's, I believe.
Yeah.
And create instantaneous sound that originates from a point of my choice. And make it sound like a note for music. And
Yeah, you can absolutely try that. Give me an Arcana check to try and match that note. But was there something that you're doing? You might be able to give him advantage.
Since we have this, now that's finally something. I'm just gotta start singing and dancing on the grass. Hoping that helps.
Okay, as you walk out, please give me a deck save, as it is made of steel needles right now, and you are stepping out onto them. Yeah,
13.
as you step out, you you start as though you're going to start dancing, and then eventually and immediately you are moving around because you are in so much pain. You move. I'll say you feel you're being impaled by these things, but how far do you want to move? Currently, you've gone at least 15 feet in.
No. This is enough. The pain.
Okay, take 10 points of piercing damage as you make your way over there, and your feet are hurting like. Did you remove that already?
Yeah.
Yeah, so as you walk in, it's just like walking on needles. But Gorm, your Arcana check, was that the 18?
yeah, 18.
Okay, so with an 18, as Carmela's sort of dancing through and trying this, on that last step, Carmela, the grass will fall flat as you see suddenly a hand emerging from the grass next to you, as that note seems to have worked. And Mikil, you are able to emerge from the darkness as you can now see a light above you. For the last few seconds, you've just been in pitch black darkness, and you now are able to reach up where you can hear Carmilla sort of screeching over, standing on these needles.
Is Svenja also out, or?
No, Svenja's still gone.
Right. Well, there's only one for me to do, and that's get the fuck out.
Well,
Sounds correct. Eh,
yeah, I'll just attempt to climb up.
Is he
Just
popping out?
attempting to make you visible.
Never mind.
Yeah, so you part back on the grass, and Camilla, as you walk away, you will trigger the next movement of this grass, as you now see another symbol coming up. You can make an Arcana. This one looks like a magic symbol, or perhaps some kind of rune.
Oh, that's impressive.
Yeah, very nice. You all recognize this one as the symbol of necromancy.
Oh shit.
I use. Does it say creature specifically? It's against a creature, but I'll Oh no, the grass seems alive enough to me, and I'll cast Inflict Wound to just strike the ground.
Okay, so yeah, this won't require this one. Just as you put your hands down onto the ground and you surge this magic through it, you will see the grass around you just starting to like rot and decay. As next to you, you hear this strange like turning noise as Svenja, you see her hand begin to emerge as well. Svenja, you, much like Mikil, are able to pull yourself back to the surface, as this one seems to be a success. After this happens, as you are climbing out, you will see the wind in the circle die down significantly, and doesn't you don't see any other symbols.
Yeah, I'll take like feet, like one more step forward.
Again, the wind is silent. Seems like
Another 5
you
feet.
might have solved the riddle. As you sort of gingerly walking forward, grass seems still and seems almost natural.
Alright, I'm gonna risk it.
Sprint to the other side.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
yeah.
think Svenja wants to have a close look at the two logs first.
Yeah, give me an investigation if you want to try to look around.
18.
Okay, so you take a look into log. That one is sort of solid. It looks like it's just a fallen tree. But as you look at one that Gorm is standing next to, and that fella is standing on top of, you try and peek in as it is hollow, and
What?
what? No, no, not you. The log is hollow. Uh, as you can see that on the inside of the log, there are runes carved on the inside that they seem now, but it seems like whatever the magical effect was, it was coming through this. As you are looking through, you'll see a fallen tree on the other side, and you know there seems to be a little bit of a path um, over there near the bushes to your right.
Huh. Okay. So point this out to the rest of the people. So there's seems to be something over there. So do you want to go and take a look there first? She wants to, I guess.
Anything in the tree?
Oh, there's some runes in the tree. Can we read them? That's probably what caused the magic.
Yeah, they seemed like enchantment runes from some kind of spell. So if you've got like an identifier or something like that, that's all you'd really be able to tell.
No, I don't have identify.
Neither am I. I guess I could back to chopping.
Okay, so as you go chopping your way through here, you find another little secret passage. Yeah, as you sort of make your way through there, Mikil, are you going to try and keep pressing on ahead, or are you going to turn back?
No, I'll follow the rest of the squad. I'm not lone
Okay.
wolf.
And you, Camilla, you're trying to go off on your own again?
Yep.
Fuck, I'm gonna kill you one of these days just for doing that. We ignoring you for now, as we're gonna go over to the others that have just uh, gone into the other room. You'll find another chest. However, this one is not broken at all. It seems to be uh, sort of nestled in some of the undergrowth, and you can see that in here there are also there's a couple of plants growing here that might you guys recognize might be useful reagents. So you can either take a look at the chest, or you can roll twice on the reagents table to collect some of the things that you find in here. Yeah, it seems like this is a little hidden spot where there's some nice things growing.
I'll roll on the reagents.
I was kind of looking at Seth.
Ah. That was for investigating the chest.
And that, Svenja, with that incredibly high roll, you find that it is locked. But it is not.
Real detective skills here.
Yeah. So, Mikkel, do you want to come over here with your fancy gloves and your thieves' tools?
Did I take the gloves? Because I don't.
I don't know. I suggested in chat that you do because
All right, in that case, I did. Right. Yes.
because you've got thieves' tools and sleight of hand. I have got sleight of hand, but not thieves, so they're not that useful for me.
Gloves of thievery. Right. Can I just drag and drop them into my inventory?
Yeah. And so that's gloves of thievery, right? Let me know when you've got them.
Yes. All right. All right. They are equipped.
Which loot were they in? Sorry.
They were ninja loot.
Ninjas. Got it. Oh, that makes sense.
All right. Do I
Hey,
actually?
yeah, you can. So you can check with the thieves' tools. I think you should just be able to use the glove. Otherwise, all that it's an agile proficiency.
Oh, okay. Can you?
Okay, so that's a +5 on that. Or did you add it?
You didn't edit. It
Ah,
didn't look
right.
like
Okay.
it.
Yeah, that's 17.
Okay, yeah, with the 17, you are able to put this lock, and as you swing the chest open. Oh, actually, I'm glad you're the one who found this because you would. I mean, this is like opening the thing in Pulp Fiction. You know, the glow that
We good.
shines onto
Yeah,
Mika's.
we good.
But for you specific, it is not. It's not that much money, I will say. Mikhail, you see that there are some ingots in here. There's quite a few. There are some horseshoes. There is a little clockwork amulet. There is a potion of greater healing, a rope of mending.
Ooh. Is that in the items directory?
I'm revealing it now. It should be their east chest.
Oh, yes, I
Yeah.
see.
Clockwork amulet. Wow.
Iron ingots and silver ingots. Yes, those are mine.
Yeah, I mean, I doubt anyone's gonna be ingots unless Storm's upgrading the ship.
Yeah, DM, I did roll on the agent table. I got
Cool, I
one,
can
one,
add what you-
one common
So-
curative and one two common curatives in total. You told me to roll twice.
Perfect. Okay, that's yeah, not so good. I've added those to the body resources.
Sweet.
In a common, I'll give you the proper items if you. do anything
No,
with them.
they're both common at the moment.
You
Yeah,
also add the ingots to the party resources.
Yeah. Let me see, because that's just. I don't think I've separated different kinds of ingot.
No, you made one
Wait.
for steel, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, and you just got iron and silver. So,
Yes.
we'll just. Yeah, I will change those, but you got a bunch there, so I will fix those after the session as we are getting late. But we've got them there in the loop, so you can we'll move over. While you guys are doing all of that on that side, you can see that there's another set of bushes you might be able to go through on the other side. We're going to go over to Camilla as you have found these bushes that Are you going to try and hack your way through them as well?
Oh, who knows? Maybe there's more mushrooms.
Yeah, you are able to do that with relative ease. There should be the door in front of you now.
Let's see what's behind door number 1.
You see a massive creature sitting on a log with its finger in its nose, as there's an ogre very very interested in whatever it's digging out of its nose, and you can hear another creature that is just, like walking on the other side. You see large wings and a tail as it seems to be eating something off the ground. And yeah, there's some pretty big beasties over there.
Carefully move away.
Yeah, we just sort of push the bushes back and slowly back away. Well, you managed to do that without them noticing you. He was just picking his nose, but you've definitely gotten eyes on them.
And now to find the others.
So
Just-
shall we
Sorry, you doing what?
head downwards a bit if there is an opening before leaving this area?
Yeah, might as well explore.
Careful, careful. We don't want to enrage the neighbors.
The kobolds already seem pretty angry.
This is a big kobold. A really big kobold. And something that looks like a giant.
Is the big kobold black
Right.
scaled?
I think it's more base.
Of course, Loki going like, "Is it a dragon?" But showing down the town. You will easily be able to find another set of bushes so that you'll be able to hack through down it. They'll reveal that door. It looks much the same as the other.
There's supposed to be a door symbol here? Okay. Okay.
Oh,
I told you. Oh.
Currently, you guys are like peeking through the bushes here, but and the creature, the ogre, is still sitting there picking his nose. But you can see in the distance that there are 2 wyverns busy eating something off the ground, and both definitely look sort of conic. Was that a ping on purpose?
Hmm?
Were you pinging something on purpose?
I just saw a hole there. Seems kind of interesting.
You know what's weird is I made this map myself. I don't remember putting that there.
Oh.
Yeah, there does look like there's a little ditch there. And actually, you will notice sitting next to the ogre is an ogre-sized shovel that seems to be leaned up against the log that he's sitting on.
I'll just, I think, put my hands to the side, like blocking the party's way, and just start moving backwards.
Yep, that's a strong yes for me as well. Do you think we could try and talk to the ogre or charm it or something? I mean,
Well, I don't have any. Unless you can charm him with your words. I don't have that kind of magic.
yeah, me neither.
I do. Hmm.
So I'm wondering what the shovel is for. They're obviously looking, or seems to be looking for.
Yeah, I mean, shovel may even be a strong word. It's basically like a tree trunk with a scoop on the end. It's like it's not actually a made shovel. It just looks like it's covered in dirt on the one end, like he's been using it to dig.
Yeah, primitive digging tool, basically. So
Can
we
I-
still don't have the answer for that door or any of the other doors. So that's kind of why I'm curious to go through and see what's on the other side.
It did look like there was another way we could go up before the clearing.
This one was blocked by trees. Or you just think we cannot go through there?
Yeah, the other path before you walked into the grassy area looked like it was pretty severely blocked there. Except it did look from to these others, it looked like trees had been intentionally sort of piled up, like someone had laid them there themselves. But it could just be that they fell over there. I mean, it's possible.
Or is
Seen
the room
weirder
19
things in
and
this
needing
forest.
to move things? So unless
So-
we can lure them one by one here, I don't think we can take an ogre and two wyverns. Can I make some sort of check to figure out if those two are even supposed to mix together? Like, is it a common thing?
Yeah, you can make a nature check. I'll tell you for free. It's not the most common thing.
Yeah, no idea.
Yeah, you've never heard of ogres and wyverns getting along. I mean, they don't really seem to be interacting with each other, though they don't seem bothered by each other either. You would know that that ogre looks like a complete oaf. Like it doesn't look like it would be that difficult to fool, or perhaps even fight. But yeah, those would probably be a bit more of a challenge.
So what do you say? I try to charm the ogre, and you guys handle the Verum.
Oh,
Looks like an awful distribution.
Well, only until I charm the ogre. Then maybe we can get him on our side to help the fight against the Verums.
if you can do that, sure.
Wait, hang on a second. The wyverns were eating something on the ground. We don't know that that they are the pets of the ogre. It's unlikely. I'm wondering if we could get them some food somewhere else.
I mean, there's kobolds.
That is certainly tempting, yeah. We haven't seen any other game or something in the forest. It's just the kobolds and obviously the usual birds and small rodents and stuff, right?
Ursula tried to do some hunting earlier, but didn't have much luck. Though, yeah, I mean, you could. There's the same sort of basic forest game that is wandering around here, though these creatures have probably scared off any decent hunting game like any deer or anything. They've probably munched it themselves, and the kobolds have been hunting, so it's pretty sparse. If you do want to try and hunt something, though, you can try and roll on the hunting table, and I can do some searching. But from where you are right now, there's not going to be much nearby.
No, so I'm just kind of going through ideas of distracting or charming or pacifying the wyverns. Oh,
Well, the wyverns seem very distracted, so well, distracted enough. As long as we don't. I think our main issue is gonna be that fucking ogre.
Depends on how distracted they actually are.
Yeah.
can try and sort of almost kite the ogre up by sort of just throwing tiny little rocks at him till he notices us and call him over. If he's easily fooled, what would fool an ogre to allow us to go past him and the wyvern?
I wonder if you could ask him a riddle. Like,
And we're capable of sneaking around the wyverns.
I mean, if push comes to shove, Sonia can cast invisibility on herself. Or that doesn't get all of us through. That just gets one part. Shit, I've got load shedding coming in about 3 minutes.
Okay, we are going to end now at that time. So this is where we're going to sort of end, is what you guys are going to try and do about.
Yeah.
And then next week we'll actually be doing.
Yeah,
You need to
think
try to
when our
lure
minds
them.
are fresher.
And try to lure them like one by one. We can probably take them one by one.
it'll be rough, but hopefully we can do it if we conserve our spell slots and abilities.
You guys are pretty stocked up on healing potions. You know, you might might be able to last longer in a fight than you.
Well, if the ogre is easily fooled, we can maybe like, try to. Okay, use a spell to like make a whisper sound, so maybe he'll come investigate.
We can say that what someone in our party has cast Speak with Animals, and one of the wyverns called him a big dumb. Surely that'll get him riled up.
Ooh, I like that
How much
idea.
noise can I actually make with this spell? Actually, 1 second.
I'm just thinking the same thing now.
I don't think it's that strong.
Well, we don't need to actually cast a spell. We just need to convince him that we know what the wyverns are speaking of.
Yeah, but we can make like the noise from the wyverns, like calling him a dum dum. It'll be much easier.
I suppose that's true. I mean, either way, yeah. What's another way we can try and instigate a fight between the wyverns and the ogre? I'm not quite sure what's stronger, but
The Vyverns.
the what now?
It's the Vyverns.
The wyverns are stronger.
Yeah, because of one thing, and it's the same reason why Imp is extremely dangerous.
Well, I've never dealt with an imp before, so I think our best bet, to be honest, is just trying to get the ogre to get into a scuffle with the wyverns, and then we come and deal with the wyverns one by one, if applicable.
Yeah. Question is how do we do that?
Yeah. I still think that if we get Svenja to do it, and if she gets good rolls, I think we should try instigating a bit of friction between the wyverns and the ogre.
Oh, she can go visible and then like, go towards the wyverns and like, call to the ogre. That could work if you're up to it.
Yeah, happy to try it.
Question is, does the orc speak common? Not the orc.
Well, he might understand
Giant.
giant.
You speak giant?
I do.
Oh, okay. Then we're good.
Yeah, shit, and there has gone the foundry power. Okay, so shall we try that next time, or do you want to try it now?
I think let's try it next time, as my battery pack has also just run out of power, and it is midnight. So we will call it there. As if you guys want to strategize more in the chat, you're welcome to. But we will pick things up next week, as Fenya is planning to try and deceive this ogre, and we'll see how it goes. I'm going to leave things right here. Ain't going to touch it. We will
Indeed, thank you. And that is a gorgeous map, by the way.